Are you wanting to reduce how much you're caring about what other people think? Well, this is a big question that I've had in my head a long time in my life. And I know from Google searches, YouTube videos, and talking to other people, and being in many, many seminars in my time, it's a challenge for many people. So I wanted to share my view on this, which is always something I'm working on, how I've been able to reduce caring about what other people think. And if you stay until the very end, I have an extra point for you then as well. Of course, if you want to follow me more or connect with me more, you can find my social media linked in the show notes below as well. Caring what other people think is a lifelong challenge for me. And honestly, I don't think there's going to be a point in my life where like it's zero care what other people think. Whilst you see these people out there, the example I can think of is someone like Andrew Tate out there who are who appear very like to care a lot less about what people think than some other people who may be a little bit more or a lot more empathetic and, really caring. I think there's nobody who can truly, unless you got some kind of, I don't know, disorder or something, who can truly have zero cares what other people think, because we need to function. We need to follow certain rules and laws, right? If you didn't, like, everyone would be like running around naked, breaking like all the laws and things like that. So there is some degree, I believe. Yet the degree to which it impacts your life can vary by the amount of work you do on yourself. And I believe anyone can reduce caring about what other people think. Now, it's not that you want to get like so little that like you upset people deliberately. No, I'm not saying that at all. It's just like if you're not able to live who you are truly and enjoy your life, then it's not going to give you as good a quality of life as you would like. I used to be someone who was so conscious about walking in anywhere. It like really impacted me socially. I remember just like as a teenager hiding in the toilet because I went into a new room. I was going to a new school, but all my new friends weren't on that day. So it was like a bunch of new people. And I just like, I can't, oh God, everyone's looking at me and they weren't. And we'll go into that in a minute. And I just remember like I got to hide in the toilet so no one can see me. And it's actually quite a sad thought thinking about it. So if you're on that spot, I believe you can move through this as well. Now, what I've learned is there's something called the spotlight effect. I've heard mentioned by a few influencers, and it's something I thought I'd bring up. It's when you think people are thinking more about you than they realize. And I remember one thing I heard from Peter Sage, one of my great teachers, is that people really are not caring about not really caring about you because they're so bothered worrying about what you're thinking of them. And I thought, wow, that's powerful, right? Now, of course, if you suddenly get your clothes off in public and run around, you're probably going to draw more attention and people are going to be looking at you, right? Of course, right? If you're just shouting out things in public, of course, people are going to pay attention to you. However, like that might be a good exercise to do because then when you do like the minor things, it's not going to impact you as much, right? Okay, I'm not going to suggest those ones, definitely not. Those are just examples, right? But generally, when we walk down the street, like, oh my God, people look at me, or walk into a new job or a new like network or social opportunity. It's like, oh my God, what are people thinking about me, right? This is called the spotlight effect, when we're really worried about what other people are thinking about us. And how's it impacting your life? Because if you're anything like me, it wasn't great. It was like I wasn't able to be myself. I wasn't able to make really many friends to a certain point because I was really nervous socially. So yeah, I've certainly been there and I don't want it to impact you. So I'm going to give you some guidance because if you're just constantly stuck in this circle, it's probably not doing you any good. So the first one is focus on people that matter what they think about you. So what do I mean by this, right? Strangers in the street, they're probably not people that really matter to you. And it's not saying like they're beneath you or anything like that, but if we focus so much on what everyone thinks of us, it's going to really impact us, right? If I like paid attention to what every single person on the planet who might see a video or hear my podcast heard, like I'd be like so like worried about putting them out, right? And I remember doing my first video, I felt a little bit like that. Now, of course, I want to get out there and make an impact. I'm focusing on you as the individual who's listening right now, and you're really giving the attention, all right, to this. And I hope you're enjoying it as well. I hope I'm giving you some value. I'm not focusing about every single person on the planet that could potentially hear my video or podcast, because chances are there's going to be someone who doesn't like it. And that's totally cool. Even the most popular people I listen to, like Tony Robbins, has got a lot of haters. Hugely influential, saved millions of lives, right? But he has his haters. If he focused on every single person, he'd be a little bit worried. So focus on the people that matter. And that can be in your life, your friends, your family. And of course, if you've got a job, it's probably quite important you have a little bit of you're a little bit more conscious about like what your boss thinks, but not overly concerned, because like else you just be like, can you do this bit of work for me? I don't care what you think. Well, that's probably going to get you sacked. So you probably do want to have a little bit of focus on them. So use a bit of common sense here, right? Focus on the people that matter, not everyone, right? The second thing, do something to challenge yourself every day. Now, if you're someone who's nervous socially, it's not about like you've got to go and then like introduce yourself to every single person you meet. If you get to that point, that's fantastic. Maybe you just go to one event and you just talk to one person. Maybe you just start off by saying good morning with a smile to the barista in your coffee shop, right? So do something small to challenge yourself, like every day or a few times a week. And then the third thing is validate yourself more. Often I found that I was looking for validation from other people because I was not validating myself. And recently, I must admit, I lost a little bit of connection because life came in and I wasn't like sitting with myself as much as I was. And when I started sitting with myself again, I really started connecting, and what other people think and all those kind of things, they just reduce a lot more. So being able to sit with yourself and just validate yourself every single day can really, really help as well. That's been a really powerful one for me. I've got a final point for you I want to share. Just before that, I want to mention again that if you want to connect with me more on social media, I'll leave my links in the show notes below. The final thing I would recommend to kind of really demonstrate all of what I've just talked about, but in more detail, and he's a great, great author. He's not everyone's cup of coffee or tea. I think he writes some really great stuff and some really good points. He's also got Instagram. Is Mark Manson, and it's a book called The Subtle Art. You may have come across it, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, and you can probably guess what that swear word is. For the sake of this, I won't say the swear word, but anyway, it's not, and the book's not about like not caring at all. Again, it's about really honing down what you're focusing on, and it's not just like people and what others think, but it's in life as well, because if you're so worried about everything and every situation, then that's going to exhaust you and you're not going to feel good about yourself and life, right? So I would recommend that as well. So that's what I've got for you today. I appreciate you for being here, and remember to lead with your heart and not with fear.